good. I mean, we're going to play against Sacramento Republic tomorrow, and that'll be one of the final tests. I mean, we've done a good job of bringing players in when the first teams needed them, as far as like during the summer months, all that sort of stuff. Preseason is a little bit different because we dangle a carrot of pro contracts in front of them. It happened with Danny Leyva last year in preseason, happened with Fons a little bit later in the year. So there's a couple guys that we're considering, and they gotta prove to the coaching staff that they earned it. So that's where they're at.
What are the people specifically? Sam, how does he look specifically?
Sam's look good. If you're trying to press me for who the three are, I'm not going to say.
Yeah, okay.
I'll tell you more after tomorrow.
Oh yeah, okay.
So we haven't seen Nicolás Lodeiro training out here. Do you know his whereabouts? What's his status?
Yes, I know his whereabouts, Nico. Yes, I do. He's just been getting some treatment on some tendonitis issues back in Uruguay, and he will join us in Mexico.
Is there any worry about it?
No, it's just been a lingering issue. He had that towards the end of last year, and we, as always, try and pull out all the stops as far as getting people prepared for the season. Nico wants to make sure that he's 100% for the start of the season. So,
For tomorrow's game, the lineup that jumping into the field is going to be most likely the team that you're going to be using the rest of the season?
No, we're still missing a couple of pieces. Some guys are, just getting acclimated. I might put a few young guys in there to test them. It should be a mixed group. So there'll be, the lineup tomorrow will be not the same as the lineup that we start the season with.
With Nico's absence, what kind of things are you looking for from the other players to fill in while he's gone?
I mean, look, Nico's been pretty durable, so I don't expect that to be an issue. I expect him to fully play. When Nico's not been on the field, it's just been, do what you do. I don't need anybody to try and compensate for Nico, because that'd be a pretty big challenge. So I need Christian to do the same thing that he does. I need, Gustav to do the same things that he does. I need, Harry to do the same thing. I mean, that's part of being a team sport. You lose a player, certainly he's an influential player, but I don't need the other guys to overthink this and overcompensate. We have a bunch of good players on the squad, and if they play up to their potential, we'll be okay.
How do you look at the left back position going into the season with multiple guys who can start there? Is it you just kind of looking for the competition to kind of thrive for both Nouhou and Joven and anybody else?
Glad you brought those two names into the conversation. I would have, but yeah, I mean, Joven, cannot sit idly by, because Nouhou is going to push him, because Nouhou is hungry to play. Last year when we had the three of them, then that was a bit of a challenging issue for me. But with just two in camp, Nouhou can have just as much opportunity as Joven.
Do you see Joven more as a left back than as a left winger?
Well, he's been versatile. I mean, look, when we had him in various stages of his career, various times at this club, he'd start at left back. I'd bring Nouhou on to close games out. He played right midfield for us in the final. I mean, he's a versatile player, but right now there's, it's left back, two of them, and one of them has to earn the spot.
Coach, is Justin Dillon your number one option playing forward after Raul?
Well, I mean, it's a little early to say that. I mean, look, Jordan has played up front. Will Bruin is coming back. He's actually ahead of schedule. So there's a couple of more options there. But, certainly Justin is another outstanding young prospect that, I remember his game-winning assist in Columbus last year, so he's been good.
When you say Will is ahead of schedule, I think he said something about March. Are you saying earlier than that, or?
You would have to ask the team doctors about the actual timing, but Will wants to play sooner than the doctors might allow him to. But the doctors have all that information, but he has been progressing nicely.
Going back to Nouhou, talking about his game, what's the next step for him to improve it and to round out where he can become a full-time, top-level starter at left back in this league?
Well, he probably is that on a lot of different teams in this league. Probably already is that. For us here, you know, a lot of our formation, a lot of our attacking movements have outside backs involved, and so Nouhou has been an absolute lockdown 1v1 defender. Nobody can get by him. His physical attributes, his demeanor, he likes shutting people down. But you know, the trick for any young kid is to, you know, fine-tune his attacking movements. But you know, this year I would say that, you know, Jordan Morris in front of him, I mean, I actually like to see that foot race, but I don't think Nouhou has to overlap as much because Jordan is going to play in that area of the field. When Victor Rodriguez was playing, I think that's when Brad Smith was very effective, because Victor would come inside, Brad would go, open lane to run forward. You know, maybe in this version of the Sounders, maybe Jordan stays a little wider and Nouhou just has to defend.
On the right side, you have Kelvin, obviously. It looks like Alex Rodon has been doing some training there. What are you looking for as far as Alex's potential progression there, and do you see him as a potential viable right back for the team?
We've made that decision to have Alex train at right back. He's done very well. I think he's grasping the position. You know, he was a midfielder in college for Seattle U, so he has some of those attacking principles we like. Now, can he get the toughness, the meanness, the little bit of bite, edge to his game defensively? So far, he's done well.
With a player like Gustav, when you've changed your back line, a lot, does his role change at all? Being a veteran that can help out defensively, or has that bite defensively?
Well, Gustav is versatile in the sense he's played as a number 6 most of his career in midfield, but then he's also trained with us a little bit at center back, you know, because we've been short of center backs. That's certainly an option. Once a couple signings come our way, maybe he just stays in midfield, but Gustav can play either position, and he's been very good at both.
What about leadership-wise? You know, now that you definitely don't have a Chad and a Ramon that are vocal.
I mean, look, we still have a bunch of leaders in the locker room. I mean, Nico's a very good leader. Christian is developing leader skills. Steph Fry, Gustav. I mean, we've got good leadership in the clubhouse. I'm not concerned about that.